Thank you for being a friend. Where Liv?
Liv Tyler. Classic. No fucking mames.
No fucking mom inside. Fielder's choice.
La 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 la.
We should be on like the front fucking page, motherfucker.
This is pretty funny.
If I was Chris, I would.
The hell is that?
Some
Hey.
kid asked.
It's me.
Damn, that's loud as fuck.
Chris, you signing you? Please, buddy. If I was Chris, I would.
Nah, mames. That's kind of bad.
Ha ha
Yeah,
ha
that's
ha.
kinda
Yes, yes. Return other people.
By the way, maybe you were one update ahead of me, Oscar, on Instagram.
The Insta.
But now my Instagram stories,
The stories?
my stories are whack.
What does that
What do
mean?
you mean?
Like I don't have you guys at the front anymore. I have randoms that I never watch their stories.
I haven't even noticed that.
What do you
Maybe I'm used to it.
Like to find your story, I have to like do this.
Nah,
Well, why?
I don't
I have
get
to
that
like
still.
do this.
No, I'm fine.
Nah,
I mean,
I'm still fine. For me, it's just still the.
Damn, dude.
I'm sorry. For me, it's still just the. They're like sponsored. Like every other post, it feels like it's a sponsored post, or not a sponsor, but it's like a page I don't even follow. It's like because you liked.
Dude, I legit don't want to like open my Instagram
Mine's
anymore.
porn.
Huh?
Mine's porn. Porn and graffiti. That's all it is.
Like, dude, I'm serious. Like, I have to like to find somebody that I care about for some reason. They're gone. It's like Luol Deng,
Wow,
What the hell?
like Chance the Rapper, Dave Matthews Band, The Rock. It's like I don't care about these people.
I mean, you guys
Look at
obviously
this.
are still.
Look at how much I have to scroll to find somebody I care about.
That's crazy. I wonder what happened.
I think
I don't know.
still get for the most part.
Yeah,
like,
I get
the
it.
people that is like the.
But I will say, like sometimes, like I'll forget. I'll have I don't know who, but I'll be like, holy shit, I haven't seen their story, and then I'll like, damn, they're like all the way over here, and
Nah.
I wish they weren't. You know?
I legitimately only use Instagram for the stories. Really,
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm so mad. Like,
yeah, that's bad.
look, there's Olga right there, but she used to be at the front.
Nah, mine's just still
There's Diana, she
solid
used to
right
be
now.
on the front. There's Eddie. Like,
I-
it's crazy.
I saw some people got a new Twitter update for the bottom bar.
I have that, yeah.
I haven't gotten that. I got the one before you got that one,
No one.
where you were on the outskirts of it. But they got rid of the top bar. Remember they had that top bar?
I'm fucking
the
mad
homepage.
about it, that's for sure.
I don't even use Twitter like that. I literally just use the home and occasionally the search button. So for me, it's kind of whatever. But
I started using the little communities, but it hasn't popped off yet.
spaces?
No, communities. But I do like the spaces.
I don't have community yet. Then again, I'm like never on my Wi-Fi, so I probably am like fucking 3 months behind on updates.
What does that have to do with anything?
'Cause it doesn't update over my data. I
Uh,
have to be connected to the Wi-Fi for it to update.
you're not on Wi-Fi at your house?
I do, but I just never have it on.
What?
Yeah.
Why? I just turned it on.
I don't know. I never have it on. Damn.
I was falling asleep. I was falling asleep.
Thirsty.
It's
Damn.
Monday.
We're that
Long ass
boring.
day at work. Coming off with illness.
Dang, you just said we're boring, bro.
How do I post this
No,
bullshit?
on the way here I was falling asleep.
That's not good.
Not like whatever. At home. Not
How
driving.
do I post this bullshit?
Huh?
You're about to get fucking mad at me.
Did you guys see the new? I sent it to these guys. The new CHGO Sports.
No,
Yeah, Janice
Chicago.
is part of it, right?
Huh?
Janice is part
Yeah,
of it?
she is.
Some of the 670 dudes
I
too,
can't
right?
get over the name. I can't get over it. It's horrible.
I get it.
What is it? Just CH Go?
Yeah, CHGO, but it's supposed to be Chicago. but it's-
Chicago. I see that.
I know. I get what it is.
Should go.
It's just like it doesn't roll off. It's the opposite of roll off the tongue.
For sure. It's for sure.
For me personally, I see it and just say Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw it was like CH Go Chicago. I guess I get it.
Like I want to listen to one of the shows to see how they introduce it. Are they gonna say this is CHGO or sports or?
The guy, well, one of the guys they got for the Cubs one, I am not a fan of.
Who?
Not that I don't like him. It's just I don't think he's the best Cubs guy.
Is that where Dorsey went? Or
No.
He went to Marquee
Mm.
or not Marquee.
Some guy that used to do
Rally.
Cubs on Tap, but you know, it's corny to me. But whatever.
So they're having podcasts and shit like that for each team?
On air.
On air, like live, 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
Online or are they on the radio?
Twitter. I
Online.
think it's only Twitter, right?
No, I'm pretty sure they have their own thing. I think it's like on live YouTube shows. I don't know,
Okay.
but I think they're like online live.
I thought they were taking advantage of that like new Twitter space thing. Where, like,
I
you
mean,
can
I'm
do
sure they
podcasts.
are.
Yeah, I mean, they
Is it-
seem big enough where they could probably take advantage of being live on Twitter, Spaces, Twitch, or YouTube. So I know like 670 has a Twitch stream, which is kind of funny.
I
like,
actually,
kinda wild.
I tune in every once in a while.
Like, it's cool, whatever. Take advantage of the technology. Because
The-
people sub and shit, so you're getting extra revenue.
The cool thing that they are doing is they're including like local, like you know, the 108, I think,
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
like as guests. Like
What the hell? These 108 guys, I
70
tell
has
you.
Twitch
Stream, which is
no,
kinda
they're
funny.
using a lot of them. Not only him,
I
like
tune
other
in
like
every
Sox
once in a while.
personalities too,
It's
like
cool,
Twitter
whatever, take
personalities.
advantage of
Yeah,
it. That could go people sub and shit, really so well you're or getting really extra bad.
revenue. The cool
Yeah,
thing that
for
they
sure.
are doing is they're
Well, they got one of the NBC Sports guy, Vinny Duber, for the White Sox. I saw
they
that.
definitely poached some talent from everywhere.
They got Herb Lawrence, no?
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, no. One of the dudes, one of the producers, I used to work with at 120.
I don't like Herb Lawrence. I used to love him, but
I
then
was
he
gonna
got
say, weren't you a
real.
big Herb
He
guy?
got real takey, and then I was like, all right, dude, he's in the take machine.
Like forced takes? type
yeah,
shit?
like super fucking like. Okay, I get it.
Is he a Cubs guy or a Sox guy?
This is for sure Sox guy.
Sox.
He's what Lawrence think he isn't, which is funny.
He's what?
I remember that. Didn't he? He block you?
Yeah,
He blocked you?
I call him a Sox fan. I was like, dude, it's okay. You're a Sox fan. He's like, no, you know, Big H, or I mean, Big J, H.
He
He
blocked
got
you for
really
calling him a
mad. He
Sox
got
fan?
really mad because I told him, dude, it's cool. I get it. Like, you're a Big J, you know, but you're a Sox fan. It's okay. And then he got her. That is what said. He blocked me.
What
I was
the
like,
hell?
What the fuck? That was.
Wow.
I didn't say nothing offensive. I know that
Damn, you fucking offended him.
because I like him.
That's kind of funny. All right. I'm
All right.
ready. I have a tickles, actually.
I
Crazy.
don't actually, but
I'm like actually prepared today.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah,
wild.
yeah. It's gonna be a good show.
Kind of wild.
It's
The
gonna
fuck are
be
we
a
gonna
good show.
Fucking, I have hyperlinks, everything.
Thank you for being a friend. Dude, we're gonna make this. I should have done it for today, but I wasn't not ready.
We lost.
But this is gonna be a fucking soundbite. How's it not gonna? It's a soundbite to end the show.
what?
You had a bad pitch, and you said, "Yeah, curveball up," and you said, "We'll have to edit this out." You
This
said,
is the
"Fuck shit, god damn it, fucking finish."
That'll be the podcast. That'll be the end of the show.
What'd you say, Chuck?
What did they do?
Chuck is funny.
That's so funny. That
Fucking Chuck.
fucking Chuck.
The fact that his name is Chuck adds to it,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
I'm ready. I don't even know what the motherfucker.
Thank you for being a friend. So sad. All right, here we go.
Fucking do it, man.
Damn, that was like a Scarface.
You're now listening to the Fielder's Choice Podcast. Yes, dude. Baseball is back.
Never doubt.
If I didn't have a sleeping child 2 floors above me, I'd be yelling right now.
This is like there's a last episode in between this.
Yes, there is. We do have to address that. There is a lost episode.
There is. Yeah, we
Did
don't
you
have
say
to
let's
shit.
go?
I said let's go because baseball's back. I'm hyped.
Oh.
I'm drinking a Monster. I'm ready.
I thought you were let's go in the last episode.
No,
I'll say that's not let's go.
No, that's not Let's Go. But baseball is back.
it's better. We're in person. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, this is better. We recorded a podcast last week on Thursday like we usually do. But everything that could go wrong pretty much went wrong.
Classic. Classic.
We had decided that day that we weren't going to record. And then they make a deal.
We're back.
So then Ramiro gets really, really sick.
I sounded like
He
ass.
sounded horrible. He was like on 2 shots of NyQuil,
melatonin.
melatonin.
They're wild.
That was the bad move.
I don't know how
How did you wake up?
he did it.
Great. I slept a lot, and I took like a bowl hit. You know, so I did the
You're
triple,
fucking
triple
wild. You're
I
trying to-
triple threaded that shit.
You're trying to sleep through daylight savings.
And then Oscar was on the phone, and then I was here recovering from a ER stay. It was just, but we still had some juice, right? We still recorded.
Baseball was back.
And then Kima barked, and I had to pause the podcast. I went upstairs. I came back. I hit record. We recorded. We finished the episode. And then as soon as we hung up on the phone, I went to look at GarageBand, and it was closed. I was like, what the hell happened to GarageBand? So it must have crashed, right? So then I go open GarageBand again, and it didn't record from the time that I hit record again. And then I was like, what the fuck? What happened? And while that was happening, I spilled water all over the
Nice.
keyboard.
Perfect.
So I had to shut the computer down.
Wild day.
Wild day. Anyway,
We're here though.
we're here. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2022. And baseball is back. And there was never a lockout. It never even happened.
Nope. 162 games.
It's
Let's
in
go.
the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Far in the rearview
Yeah.
mirror.
I was right at the end of the day.
What do you mean? Nah, mames.
I was. I said it was for sure gonna happen, and it is.
And it happened. The season's happening. It starts April 7th.
Let's go.
Damn, I like what. Hold on. All right. We do have to do this,
Hold
right?
up. Hold up.
I do have to ask you a question. What's tickling your fancy?
What took my fancy, fat man?
Does anyone have one?
I currently don't.
Because I'm just generally tickled. I'm very
I
excited.
have a specific one
All right, let's go.
that I saw today that I think Ramiro might actually like. As we will probably talk about more later,
Mm-hmm.
we saw that the Cincinnati Reds, or the Dick Ballers as some would call them, they are having a full-blown fire sale.
Yeah.
Full-blown.
Full blown. Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere,
Feels
kind
like.
of. Yeah, ish. Like, they still had a decent-ish squad with the expanded playoffs. Who knows? Resign Castellanos, some pitching up maybe here and there. You never know. Maybe sneaking in one of those lower seeds. But they decided to go the other route and just completely go for a fire sale. They made a few trades. After all the trades that we will get into more later, they slashed their payroll. Currently, he's not on their active payroll. It was due to deferment. But their 6th highest player on contract right now is Ken Griffey Jr.
What the
via deferred contracts.
Holy smokes.
It goes Joey Votto, Mike Moustakas, Shogo, Akiyama, Luis Castillo, Tyler Mall, and Mauli, and then it would be Ken Griffey Jr.
How much is he making?
fuck? He's still getting
Three-
paid?
He's still getting paid through deferred
Jeez.
money through 2024. He's getting
Oh
paid
my-
like 3.6 mil.
my.
That's
year.
good money.
That's dude. You're just chilling, old dude at your house, retired, Hall of Famer. A little $3 million a year that you're getting out of nowhere. Just fucking-
Wow.
I mean, come on, dude.
So shout out deferred contracts.
It's a good one.
That's a great one.
Ken Griffey Jr. Shout out. Sox legend.
White Sox legend. What is tickling my fancy? I don't know.
I mean, tickling my fancy, I guess. Very generic, but you know, what is it? New faces? No, new place, same face. Like watching all these like new guys with their new teams.
Yes.
Guys that we're like used to seeing with like
Yes.
certain teams, not especially, but specifically Javier Baez with the videos came out today of spring training with the tires. So weird.
Very weird.
So weird.
Very, very weird.
But it's
Shout out
good.
to
Baseball's
Tigers.
back.
Baseball is back.
There was a very there was a small percentage of me that actually thought it got to the point where I thought there was no baseball gonna happen. Like legitimately.
it got pretty bleak there.
Yeah, it did get very bleak. Thankfully, they figured it out.
They figured
As
it out.
said, no games canceled. We're still going to have a full 162. Granted, the season was pushed back a week, but we will still have a full 162 this year, which is awesome. For
Yeah,
sure.
so let's just rip through these details so we can get to the player stuff because that's the fun stuff. Full 162, like Oscar said, starts April 7th. White Sox start April 8th, right? Regular double headers are back. I thought regular extra inning rules were back, but apparently there's talk of bringing the Ghost Runner back.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
If anything, they should bring the 7-inning doubleheaders back.
Right.
yeah,
Flip
so
those around, right?
I don't hate the Ghost Runner rule if they did it only for the 9-inning doubleheaders. Because you're already, because even then it would be like assuming you even went into extra innings, and it's like, dude, we're having a doubleheader. You know?
Yeah, and I think the Ghost Runner, do it in the fucking 12th inning.
Yeah, or that too. Like if they did that, and then like you said, if it was like game still tied, like as much as we all allegedly love baseball, nobody wants to be there like at 1 a.m. You know, or 12
Yeah.
a.m.
I will say though, I am excited for the first 16 inning game.
Damn, I'm not.
I love those. I love them.
I love them if I'm not at the game.
You know, if
Your team?
any team,
If I'm not at the game, yes.
if it was regulation 16 inning games all the time, it would be horrible, awful. But the fact that there's once every month, every 2 months,
Okay.
love it. It's a little treat.
If I'm not at the game, yes.
It's like
I'm
the
done.
pitcher home run thing, you know?
Yes.
Like the one time it happens, it's hilarious and awesome.
I can
But
see that.
all the other 99% of the time, it's not good. So we'll see when that comes back. 12-team postseason. So one more team per league. It's gonna make it interesting. The biggest difference is the 1 and 2 seeds get a bye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 and 4 face or 3 and 7, 3 and 6 face each other, and then the 4 and 5 face each other. Did I say
like
that
it.
right?
I like it.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
I like it too. If this is what it was either this or 14 teams, and 14 teams would have been horrible. I think horrible. I don't know, maybe not. I think it would have been bad. Just
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I agree. Only downside to this is that they got rid of game 163s and wild cards, correct?
I think it's for this season, just because they are running out of time because of the lockout, because they pushed everything up. So I don't know if they're coming back next year.
Mm.
But for this season, for sure, there's no game 163, and they're gonna do NFL style tiebreakers where if this team wins this and this and that, which will be interesting as well.
So there's no more one-game wild cards. It'll be a series.
Correct.
Best of
Cool.
threes.
Cool. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Because those, they're awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
They're awesome if your team's not.
But
in
if your
it.
team's in, oh my god.
Yeah, I think they're good, but I love a series. It just makes it better.
I just like the strategy of it. The everything's on the line. Like you're not really playing for.
Right.
There is no tomorrow really. Like you have to win today, and then after you win, then you worry about the rest. Like as far as all pitchers on deck, everybody on deck, you lose that, which
there was
kind of sucks.
There's kind of a turn where it's microwave intensity, where it's just it's like you just turn it on. Like you're not super intense. The game starts and it's super intense. It's just we're gonna go home. But now I like it
balance.
because somebody did a study once of how many games does it take to prove which team is better than another team, right? So it's is a 7-game series truly it for baseball? And somebody did I forgot where it was, but the formula came out to you need to play 70 games
Not my man.
to really find out which team is better than the
Yeah.
other. So it's never gonna happen, but 3 games is better than 1.
For sure.
In terms of the better team, yes. In terms of fun, I feel like the wild card was more fun.
Yeah,
Especially in a sport where depth matters so much.
exactly.
I don't
Right.
one game series is kind of it almost eliminates the essence of the game.
I think you're right because everyone what we love about baseball is the marathon.
Yeah.
162
It's like
grind.
that.
and then
Yeah.
it
My
comes down
number
to
3
one game.
pitcher is really good too, bitches. Let's go.
Yeah. Right.
I just loved the chaos of it
For sure.
and everything that it brought. Again, the Sox.
And you can
in-
still get it on a game 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. The Sox were never in a wild card game since its inception.
Humble brag.
So
For
I don't
Somewhat.
know if that would be a humble brag.
Somewhat.
Kind of, yes
they
and
did
no.
have a game 163 though.
They did have a game 163, which is cool. Shout out Ken Griffey Jr., as we alluded to, White Sox legend. But yeah, I could see how if you're the A's who were in it every single year, it felt like the fans are like, damn, dude, like it's like a roller coaster,
Yeah.
heart attack every year.
Shout out to the Pirates who went to 3 wild card games in a row.
Yep.
Next is 6-pick lottery draft.
I like that a lot.
I like it a lot.
Mhm.
I find myself saying that with this new CBA. I think they did a good job. The players got a lot of what they wanted. The owners got their expanded playoffs. They didn't, they're still going to make gobs of money.
Yeah.
And the players got a lot of what they were asking for.
One of the things that I like about the lottery is that if you are a team who receives part of the shared revenue, you cannot be in the lottery more than 2 years, I believe I saw.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are not a team who receives shared revenue money, you can be in it in consecutive years until whenever.
No. Incorrect. If you're a team that receives money, you can't be in it. You can't be in the top 6 picks in 2 years back to back, right? However, if you're a team that gives money to the teams that are receiving money, like the big market teams, the Yankees, the Cubs, the Dodgers, you can't be in it in back to back years.
Fuck. Kind
I thought I saw that you can be in back-to-back years.
You cannot. So if you can't be in the lottery, you can't be in the top 6 1 year, and then the very next year you're not allowed to be in it again.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That takes away most of the rebuilding process. Well, what we know it
Yeah.
as.
Yeah.
That's a good rule.
Yeah. So
Forces
teams
them
like
to
the
play.
Orioles and the Reds and
Cubs.
Well, I'm talking about the little
The ones-
baby teams.
Okay, gotcha.
Those teams, they can be in it back to back. I think 2 or
Right.
3 years, and then after that, you're like, all right,
Come on.
enough.
Come on.
Get your shit together.
Oh, shit, yeah. I read it wrong. Here's a quote. Revenue sharing recipients may not receive a lottery top 6 pick more than 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Teams that pay revenue sharing may not receive a lottery pick top 6 more than 1 year in a row. That's crazy. Non-playoff teams who do not receive a lottery selection will pick in reverse order of winning percentage of the previous season.
I like that.
Smart. I love it.
I love it.
How long did it take for them to do that?
That is shout out the Sox for not rebuilding right now. Because that is
I wonder if the Sox, do they receive or do they give? I want to see that list.
I don't think we received. There's no shot.
There's no shot.
There's no
There's a
shot we
shot,
receive
brother.
revenue.
What do you mean?
Or maybe.
Now, maybe in the past, like from 2014
but now-
to
Okay,
whatever. I'm
yeah.
saying right now, there's no shot.
Even back then, a lot of people watch Sox game, even if they don't attend.
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe they are in the giving. I would like to see that list, though.
I would also like to see the list.
I'm curious about that.
We're gonna find out soon enough, I guess.
So that is interesting. So now, if you are one of the 6 worst teams in the league, you're not, or like let's say you are the worst team in the league, you're not guaranteed the number 1 pick in next year's draft.
So that kind of, like you said, that fucking blows for like if you're a Cubs fan or even
Yeah.
like I guess
A
Reds
rebuilding
receive
Cubs
money.
team, yeah.
Yeah, because you're, like you said, a rebuilding Cubs team who prints money regardless, right? Same like the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, whatever. They're always gonna just be a big market team. Damn, that means
You gotta spend the fucking
next
money.
year you will not. If you have a really bad this year, you're at a maximum gonna get a 7th overall pick
This year.
next year because you weren't. I think that starts this year, right?
Well, the draft this year is already set.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
So next year.
So they would, right?
So next year you would, but you wouldn't be able
Right,
to
not
after
back
that.
to back. Got it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I love
That's
that.
kind of crazy.
It forces the teams to spend the money.
for sure.
Yeah.
And
Let's
you
go.
kind of see that in like the Twins,
Yeah.
right? They're making moves where everybody's like, "What the hell are they doing?" But they're still somewhat trying to be competitive.
The Nats.
The Nationals, and we'll get all into that later. But you see
There's-
teams.
There's also this flip side of the coin, which we'll get into later, like the Reds and who's the other team? Oh, the A's. Like,
Yeah.
just like tanking.
Well, the A's did get a fucking major haul.
They
They
did.
did get a
They
major
did.
haul.
That
They
was
did.
a great trade. And salute the real to the A's because that's what they always do.
Mhm. It still sucks to be an A's fan. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Next on this list is Universal DH. We saw this coming, like we said in our last episode. Everyone saw this coming, but it's still a very massive change in the league. And I think the biggest thing is obviously going to be roster construction for guys like Schwarber, Soler, Nelson Cruz, who can now, their careers get extended pretty much because there's 15 new teams that can use their services. Yeah, I mean, we saw this coming. We had it already in 2020. I think we're all on the same page here. The next thing on this list is 2023 schedule will be more balanced. I think we also like this.
Mm-hmm.
Starting in 2023, every team will face every other team at least once. I think that's awesome. Perfect. No complaints here.
More road trips, awesome. Everything. You get to see more, more athletes, more superstars in your hometown that you typically wouldn't see. Awesome, beautiful.
Okay, and then just to go over, the core economics of this deal, the three money things that the players fought for on these conference calls or whatever. The pre-arbitration bonus pool is at $50 million. So players who are on their rookie contracts right before arbitration, so when they're making like league minimums, right, which is now $700K. When you get guys like, it was actually a good example. I think it was Corbin Burns, who was making nothing last year, and he finished with the Cy Young. With this new CBA, he would have made like $3 million instead of less than $1 million.
$500K or whatever.
Yeah. So now there is incentives for the young guys, whether they're in top 3 Cy Young voting, top 3 MVP, or top 3 Rookie of the Years, and even WAR. But they're going to use like some proprietary WAR because neither Baseball Reference or Fangraphs thinks it's a good idea to use WAR. So MLB has to make up their own WAR.
That says a lot.
Yeah, it does say a lot.
What are we doing anymore? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
If the two companies that are banking off of WAR
Yeah.
telling you not to use WAR, what are we doing?
I listened to the guys from Fangraphs and or guy and gal, and they were just like, this isn't the way to do it. Because it's like, WAR fluctuates, WAR changes depending on year, run environment, all these other things.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it was made for, but I don't know if it was ever made for an economic use.
What is there, baby?
Yeah. So now MLB is going to try and make their own formula for WAR. So now we're going to have that's
gotta
what
go
we all
great.
wanted is a third version of WAR.
M-War.
MLB WAR.
We'll see what happens there. And then, so that's the pre-arbitration bonus pool. Players got to $50 million. So there's a pool of $50 million that'll get spread out to all the young players. And then the minimum salary got raised up to $700K, and it's going to go up $20K every year, which is, the players got it to or around where they wanted. And then the competitive balance tax is at $230 million for this year. At the end of the CBA, it'll be at $244. So that's where we at.
Okay.
Funny story I heard on the Talking Baseball podcast. Trevor Plouffe, ex-Minnesota Twins. He says he was talking to some of the guys on the A's, and he was saying that, I think it was Chapman who was talking to him, saying like, dude, you know who on these conference calls was like the biggest stickler? And like anytime, like, you know how on the conference calls you can like raise your hand? Like it was Jack Flaherty.
Nice.
That every time whenever Jack Flaherty raised his hand, like other players would be like, oh, here we go. And he would be like always fighting and getting all the questions answered. And then the last thing I have here is the Apple TV deal. If you didn't know, Apple TV is going to have 2 Friday night games every week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exclusive to Apple TV.
Right.
So if your Cubs or your White Sox are playing on the Apple TV Friday night game and you don't have Apple TV, you won't be able to watch the games.
Stream that ass.
Stream that ass.
That's what I'm doing.
Reddit streams, shout out.
I'm not paying for fucking bullshit. I'm not paying for bullshit this year.
All right, that's all I got. We ripped through these. In the last episode, we spent a whole hour on these. But there's bigger fish to fry because free agency has started.
Yeah, let's get to the fun shit.
Let's get to it. I don't think these are in chronological order on this list that I have here. But we can start with one of the big ones first, which was Carlos Rodon.
Let's go.
Signed with the San Francisco Giants.
I'll just start by saying that I honestly thought that he was gonna require a 3-year minimum. Turns out he didn't. 2-year deal.
2-year, $44 million, opt out after 1 year.
That's a great deal, all the way around. By the way,
I thought it was gonna be a 1-year deal
really,
because of like he's got to prove that he can stay healthy kind of deal.
Guess you have to overpay, right? Because he probably was offered 1-year deals.
Yeah,
Still don't know why the White Sox did not offer the qualifying offer.
that's one of the mysteries of life, kind of
Yeah,
like Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster.
I've heard that question asked on Sox. Sox Twitter pops in my feed, and numerous people are like, "Why wouldn't they just offer him at least?"
It's a free draft pick.
The only thing I can think of, aside from just us being completely inept and just bad, right? Which is
Right.
definitely a possibility, of course.
Mhm.
And Jerry being cheap, obviously. Obviously, the White Sox know him. Obviously, they know he had a very great year.
Mm-hmm.
Just them, the team doctors, having access to like all his physicals, just whatever, how he performed late in the season. Maybe they just didn't feel it was worth the risk of him picking up that $18.5 million 1-year deal, knowing that that's kind of around what he would get, which it is. He got $4 million more, which is a lot of money, obviously. But the report came out from, I think it was John Heyman, so whatever, take that as you will. That I think it was the Yankees and another team.
What do you mean take that
That
as you will?
the Yankees and another team had requested his physicals pre-lockout, and that everything looked good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just the White Sox didn't have faith that he'd be able to replicate his season that he just had, his really good season that he had in the first half at least, and B, that his arm will not hold up.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I'm telling myself to make myself feel better about us not offering that qualifying offer, because like you said, at the bare minimum, that's a free draft pick.
Yes, and I applaud your optimism, but to shoot it down here is they knew other teams were going to offer at least $18 million for his services.
Yeah.
So they were that scared that he would accept a qualifying offer.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
crazy.
the only reason I can think that they were not down.
Yeah.
That he would accept it, and they just don't want to pay that much for that risk when there are other needs / holes, or that money could be spent elsewhere. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there?
Yeah.
'Cause
Other than they just
you
whatever
you
use it
look-
for nothing.
You look at his average fastball from last year, the graph. It just goes straight down.
He didn't pitch more than 5 innings from July to the end of the season in any of his starts.
that might have been by design.
Well, he was injured. One, he was injured, so he missed a good chunk of games in August.
Right.
And B, the games that he did start, he just didn't go more than 5 innings. Which, like you said, part of that could be part of the design, and they were trying to keep him in for the playoffs. But he didn't start in the playoffs till Game 4. When he was one of the he had a completely shot arm. Like, we didn't know what his velo was gonna be like.
Yeah.
He had that crazy first inning, awesome moment where he hit 99, but then just died.
And a lot of that was play of adrenaline.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
So yeah, we
The
got to keep an eye on
crowd.
it.
Yeah.
With that being said, I wish nothing but the best for Carlos. I'm happy that he didn't sign with an AL team. He's off in the NL, so even this year we won't have to deal with him.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he remains with them next year, then we'll play him at least once a year. But I hope he balls out.
Yeah, me
I
too,
hope he
obviously.
balls out. I hope he's able to prove that he stays healthy. When he's healthy, he showed last year in the first half of the season that he was arguably the league's best pitcher. So I hope he balls out.
I'll be very sad if he gets hurt.
Yeah, I'll be sad, but at least he got the bag.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
secured the bag.
And he did get the bag. It's 22 AAV, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
cha-ching.
It's good.
And it's a player option, so
Yeah.
even if he's hurt, he's picking that shit up.
Yeah.
So that's 44 mil, almost guaranteed.
Yeah,
for sure.
awesome
So-
for him. Awesome for the Giants too, who have a legit rotation.
I just
you
a
wanna
lot of
hear it?
ifs.
You guys want to hear that rotation?
yeah.
Logan Webb,
Mm-hmm.
solid.
It was like 4 wins above replacement
Yeah.
last year.
Carlos Rodon,
Uh-huh.
presumably solid. Anthony Desclafani, nothing to laugh at. I mean, he didn't have a great year, but
You're decent.
number
Right?
three. Number three. He almost had he almost had a 4.5 ERA last year. Turns out. Alex Wood. He actually had a pretty good year. And Alex Cobb.
Yeah, I think that's their top 4. I mean, that's their top. Yeah.
Only fear would be Sorry again, Ramiro. Only fear for me, if I'm a Giants fan, is that's like a lot of ifs almost.
Yeah.
Like Logan Webb, he had a crazy year, like we said last year, but it was like a breakout year almost. Carlos Rodon, big if he stays healthy. They lost Cueto, who had a solid this year. And you just have to hope that the other guys replicate coming off of seasons in which they some of them had like career highs in some of these important stats areas.
Worked for them last year.
Yeah, worked for them last year, and they lost
Oh,
Gossman.
They won the division last year. That's one of the coolest stories of last year.
Yeah.
The Giants
for
winning
sure.
the division over the Dodgers. Crazy. Crazy.
And Padres for them.
The last from August forward was like must watch.
Yeah.
Not must watch, but
Yeah.
it was very very interesting to see because
They kept winning.
Dodgers were going to run and the Giants would just match them.
That was awesome.
They did lose a big ass piece, on the field, but
Yeah.
off the field as well. And Buster Posey, Hall
Buster
of Famer.
Posey, they had a freaking Chris Bryant, right, who was
Yeah,
okay with
they
them.
did. They did.
Yeah, Buster
So-
Posey had a crazy year. And then he retired. Insane.
If I had to put money, I would say that they won't win the division again.
I don't think they'll win the division either.
But you never know.
I think they'll be competing. I just feel like a lot of things have to be replicated / go right for them to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of old
Compete.
guys need to play
Yeah.
good again.
But shout out Los, happy for him.
What else is on that team?
Belt,
Position player wise, Brandon Belt.
Crawford,
Crawford.
still
Awesome.
stud defensively.
They have their
Ju-
the top prospect,
I don't know how to say his name. Jajimski.
Oh yeah,
like Yastrzemski.
Yaz. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, moving on. Nelson Cruz signed with the Nationals for $15 million.
That one was funny only because the report from I think it was Heyman again. Take that as you will. Was that it was down to the Padres and Dodgers, and then out of nowhere,
Yeah.
he signs with the Nationals.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I guess. I
think
guess.
I think that's currently happening with Chris Bryant, who they're saying the Rockies are like hot on him right now.
I just read a tweet saying that that's the number one priority for the Rockies right now.
yeah.
I don't know.
And
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I'm thinking it's just like to raise the price on his bid on the
could
teams
see
that are
that.
actually gonna get him.
Right.
There's no way, right?
For what?
Dang,
You had
that'd be
Arenado.
insane, bro. That I know it would be funny because he's just gonna go there to what?
Yeah.
I mean, at
He's
that point
he's
he
gonna
would
be a non-factor.
he
I'm
would
gonna make a-
literally be chasing the bag.
Hot take, or maybe not a hot take, but a bold statement. That's like a legacy killer, kind of.
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Well, the only exception would be that if he like balls out in cores, and he puts up crazy numbers.
Which you probably
But then they're
will.
gonna say Coors.
They're gonna say cores, but he played for the Cubs, won a World Series, yada yada, Rookie of the Year, MVP.
Which is nothing to scoff at, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nothing to scoff at, which is why I feel like if he balls out at cores, whenever he retires, if he's able to stay healthy,
Puts up like Hall of Fame numbers.
if he's like on the edge, it's like, well, he has that resume. He's just underrated because he played for the Rockies, type of arguments, type of
Damn.
shit.
If you're him though, and that's the only team offering you anything close to what you want, and this is like your free agency year, I would take it.
Well, that's what I'm saying because you just
I don't
go,
give a
you ball out on a bad team, you
I don't give a
fucking, you stat pad.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like an $80 million difference, dude, come 80 million, come on.
I don't know if that's what the difference is.
I'm saying
But yeah, I get what you're
if
saying.
it's
Yeah.
if it's about the bag, it's gonna be about like a $50 million difference.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I just would think it is crazy if that happens.
But he
Would
would
he-
definitely be a non-factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
I
a
mean-
horrible team.
Right.
Yeah. And he would be like, "Oh, Chris Bryant."
Damn, I just don't know if he would. I don't know if the money at that point is worth it because you're gonna be miserable. Like Trevor Story was miserable. There was
Trevor
reports
Story
with
was
Norland Arenado.
miserable.
Like you're just on a bad team. At that point, you're signing a multi-year. That's your career.
6-year deal, probably.
Fuck. I don't know. If
Well,
he
like-
wants the bag, it's there.
But like you said, he's done the championship thing. He's done the compete thing. Maybe he just wants money now. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not saying.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
By the time you're listening to this, maybe he's already made his choice. I was gonna keep going down free agency here, but as long as we're in the NL West, there's some huge news coming out of Padres camp. which is
Man.
not free agency. It's not a trade.
Yacas.
It's
Crazy.
Fernando Tatis Jr. has a wrist fracture and will miss at minimum 2 months, probably 3 months of the season.
There are so many factors that go into this that makes it like crazy,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
So many factors.
So number one being, did he hurt himself at spring training? No. Did he hurt himself training for baseball?
No.
Probably not. Did he hurt himself in a motorcycle accident?
Maybe.
Almost definitely. Which motorcycle accident? They asked him about that motorcycle accident, and he said, which one? Probably shouldn't
His
have said
quote
that.
was which one, bro?
Probably shouldn't have said that. Maybe that's not even what he meant, but that's what he said. So he hurt himself, and coming off the injury, he said he was, or not the injury, off the accident, he said he was okay. Just felt a little weird.
His quote was minor scrapes.
Minor scrapes. And then he didn't do anything about it. He had a cast or like a sling on his wrist, and just like, it'll get better. Came in spring training. Oh, this actually feels worse. Doctors checked it out. Your wrist is fractured, dude.
Well, this is a Heyman tweet. Fernando Tatis described his early December motorcycle accident as, quote, minor scrapes, but folks close to the situation wonder whether he suffered the wrist fracture then. When he felt pain hitting in a scrimmage a month ago, doctors suggested the wrist injury did not look new.
That's bad.
And then it gets like it just gets worse. He because he was talking to reporters. This is from Allison Edmonds. Fernando Tatis Jr. says a couple of minor incidents in the offseason is what likely led to the fracture. Crazy. Said it could have been anything. He also says without the lockout, it definitely could be a different story right now. To which then Bob Nightingale followed up with, one of the repercussions of the 99-day lockout was the inability for players to speak with team doctors and training staff. So when he had that accident in December that resulted in scraps and bruises, he was unable to be examined by Padre officials.
Nah, we can't let him off the hook.
Go to a
No,
fucking doctor.
dude, you
You're a
cannot
millionaire.
you cannot let him off the hook. One, injury prone so far in his
Injury
career,
prone.
for sure.
Damn. Yeah,
Injury
no,
prone.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, injury prone.
Yes.
That's like not even debatable.
No, it's not. He has had very, very bad injury luck to start his career. Not opinion at all.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, and I was just gonna say what makes it worse for me. If I'm a Padres fan, I'm like livid almost. I'm like, at least when the news broke. Now you probably calm down, woo woo, etc.
Yeah.
But he missed a good chunk of last year because of his shoulder injury, right? That he chose not to get surgery on, which whatever his body, his choice. It's I was reading that it's like a very complicated joint, so it's like obviously he talked to medical professionals. And he chose not to do it, obviously running the risk of re-injuring it and being out even longer, but they were in a race, whatever. I guess from a competitor standpoint, you get it. And now this happens in the offseason. You see videos, like Ramiro said, of like him like freaking jumping off cliffs, like in the DR, the motorcycle incident, like his quotes from today. And then he had a quote where he said that the decision has not been made that he's going to get surgery yet. It's like one of the options, which is like, dude,
Is this motherfucker scared of surgery?
It's possible.
Know.
It's possible.
I mean, it's possible, but dude, you just signed
Oh my god.
that $330 million deal,
12 years.
12 years.
Which, by the way, the Padres can void the contract if they want, but they won't because they're trying to keep a good relationship with their star player.
Because of the accident.
No, just because they could if they wanted to.
What do you mean?
Right. They could because of the accident. Because it was a non-baseball activity,
Right.
and it's probably against his contract to be doing dumb shit like that. So the Padres, if they wanted to, could void the contract, which is nuts.
It's not even like he's hiding it either. Like
Yeah.
him doing wild shit. It's all over his Instagram.
But yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
they said obviously they said they're not going to do that because
In a year where they missed the playoffs.
Dude, so that's like,
Oh.
dude, if he doesn't get surgery, that's kind of already crazy because then you would just depend on it naturally healing, which either way is going to be, like you said, 2 to 3 months. You're looking at him not being back until sometime in June, possibly like late June, early July. That's already half the season. God forbid he comes back and either re-aggravates his wrist on the field because we know he likes to get all wild in the outfield or out in the field, whether he's in shortstop or in the outfield. Or if he fucks up his shoulder, that's you're looking at possibly even missing, let alone like leave this season, just even possibly missing like the beginning or part of the beginning of next season too. And like we said, he just signed that crazy contract. He's only getting paid like 7 mil for the next few years, but in 2025, that's when it kicks up to the 20 mil range, 25 mil, 36 mil. At the last 6-7 years of the deal, he's getting 36 mil a year. So,
And in a year with expansion playoffs, the Padres cannot miss the playoffs again. They can't, because if they do, I mean, what are you gonna do? Keep paying people?
well, they were in on that on the Japanese player.
For sure.
Came out that the report's not true. He has not signed with anybody officially. I think he's meeting with the Cubs tonight was the quote. But I don't know. If I'm a Padres fan, like you said, it's like, dude, this is like your window right here, right? Like you have to compete or you want to compete. It just they have been kind of cursed almost. Their signings have not panned out. They've traded at one point when they had the best farm system in the league for guys like Clevenger, Darvish, Snell, freaking what's his name from the Pirates last year, and they just haven't really panned out. They just had a string of bad lucks. And now Tatis getting injured again. I don't know. If I was a Padres fan, I'd be very sad,
I'd be mad.
very sad, very mad.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not like he was like hurt trying to rob a home run or something.
Damn, that would be nuts though if they did void it. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Bring it on over.
Come on down. All right, back to free agents. Kershaw signed with the Dodgers. I think it was either them or the Rangers. And Kershaw's like the third pitcher in that rotation.
That team is ridiculous.
That team is ridiculous.
I just don't know about their pitching
the
again.
Dodgers pitching.
Yeah.
They got Bueller.
They have a Cy Young candidate,
Two.
Walker Bueller,
Okay, but then
Dustin May.
coming off of Tommy John though,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy John is not like 1972 Tommy
is
John.
he starting the season with them, or is he joining them in a few months?
I'm not sure.
Because I know he had it midway through the season, right? Or like at some point during the season.
Urias has evolved into a stud.
Yeah,
Okay.
love that guy.
He's amazing.
Um,
Horse.
and he's got the clutch gene.
Yep.
Clayton Kershaw
I mean, that's 4 names.
That's 4 names.
is a
For
first
sure.
ballot Hall of Famer, and he's no slouch anymore. You know, I feel like he gets overlooked now somehow. What else we got here? Let's go to their depth chart. But yeah, I mean,
they arguably still have the best
The offense-
pitching rotation in that division. Arguably, you know.
oh yeah, Trevor Bauer.
Well,
That's gonna be a little ox, but I forgot about Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
And Tony Gonsolin, David Price.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Their price could be their 5th starter. It's not too shabby.
No,
I feel like that's just the name though. What's his stats
It's
been?
a number 5 starter.
Yeah, the 5 starter for sure is a little bit less matteries. I'm just saying. Obviously, we know that their offense is stacked, right, on paper.
yeah.
The only thing that would worry me would be their pitching.
They did lose Jensen.
I'd say they have a top 5 rotation in baseball.
Yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Hell
Because
yeah.
it's who's up there? I think it's
the Padres, presumably.
the Mets number 1.
Mets. We're going based off paper or like last year's performances type shit. It's like stats.
Performance.
Or if we're just going off paper for sure, like you said, the Mets.
Mhm.
Who else is- I think the White Sox
Could be in the top 5.
could be in the top 5. The Brewers, I think, could be in the top 5.
Mhm.
Who else is there?
Who else is
Like
there?
did we say the Padres already?
Not yet.
The Padres, I think, on paper for sure could be in the top 5.
The Dodgers would be before the Padres, I feel like.
Yeah.
On paper and
Yeah.
on the
Because
field.
what is
More
it?
on the
It's
field.
It's Blake Snell, you Darvish, and then kind of like
Mike Clevenger
Paddock.
coming back. Paddock. What's
Paddock
his
is
name?
bad.
Musgrove.
Paddock
He
is bad now.
He's very bad.
Musgrove.
Musgrove.
Clevenger coming back.
Musgrove is good. He got like shelled. towards the end
Snell
of
is
the
the
year.
biggest if. He needs to be old Snell for them to be scared.
Yeah.
Can't be out here with a 5 ERA. I don't even know if he had a 5 ERA, but but yeah, I mean, I would put the Dodgers top 5.
If they are, I think they'd be like, they would be 5, I guess. I don't know. I need to see the stats real quick, but I
Yeah.
don't think they're top 3.
No,
I mean,
maybe
they
not.
have
Probably
one of
not
for sure one of the better starting pitching staffs in the year. I'm just saying because Kershaw obviously has had some injury issues. This past injury was an arm-related issue, which he said that his arm structurally is okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but obviously he has a back issues. May coming off of Tommy John surgery. You just can't expect him to go back to pitching like 120, 130 innings, right?
Yeah.
Because of the strength in his arm. And he was a fireballer, which, like you said, it doesn't mean that your rotation is or your velocity is gone now. But I don't know. I feel like pitchers coming off of Tommy John, it's kind of you just have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
But the potential's there for sure.
All right, next on this list, Joe Kelly signed with the White Sox, 2-year, $17 million deal with a club option.
Just to finish up on the Dodgers, I would be more worried about their bullpen than their start rotation,
Yeah.
especially losing Joe Kelly. Is Jensen a free agent?
He's a
still?
free agent.
He's a free agent
So
still.
hasn't signed anywhere.
So I mean, that's 2 big arms that you use a lot and depend on a lot. If you're the
Mhm.
Dodgers that are currently not on your team, and in fact, Joe Kelly signing with the White Sox, you lost him.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about the White Sox, their bullpen is fucking stacked.
It's 2 stacked. As a matter
It's
of fact.
insane.
It's literally 2 stacked.
I'm down. Look, at this point, I'm down to keep Kimbrel because his trade value,
Yeah,
his trade value is for sure not at the highest it was when we got him. Obviously, but it's like at this point he's on your team already, right? Why not? It's a 1-year deal. You keep him
why
for
not?
him for a bit. If he
you have
does,
to talk me into this.
if
'cause
he does,
I'm not on
decent-
board.
If he does decentish,
Uh-huh.
you can also flip him a couple months in or at the
Oh, yeah,
deadline.
yeah, yeah.
You gotta use him though. Like, you gotta use him.
You could almost go the Cubs route of like using him in like those spots where he's gonna like calculated spots.
See, but
for
we,
him to
we
shine.
didn't do
We
that.
didn't
We
do
were
that,
trying to win a
no.
World Series. What
Well,
makes you think we'll do that? Just to trade him away.
Well, because you want to get value for him.
Right.
It's
but, I mean,
162.
if we were running the team, we'd know how to do it. But we're not running the team.
We're not running the team because I don't know if we listed him yet or not, but you have Aaron Bummer,
Yeah.
Graveman, who we signed, who people just forget about. Shit, I forgot about it
Yeah.
until the lockout ended. Craig Kimbrel, Joe Kelly,
yeah.
Liam Hendricks,
Back-to-back reliever of the year.
back-to-back reliever of the year. That's insane.
You have Garrett Crochet.
Garrett Crochet as well, who hopefully he finds a velo again.
Yeah, it's
That's a I don't know if I want to say Avengers bullpen, but that's a super pen on paper.
Ryan Burr.
Ryan Burr.
Yeah, it's a
That's
super bullpen, and I when I said it's 2 stacked, I think it is 2 stacked. I think the bullpen is too expensive when you have another hole on the roster. And if they let it ride with this bullpen, fuck it, let's go. But I just think it's a misallocation of resources.
It just depends on what you get back, obviously, at the end of the day, because I think the biggest hole on this squad right now is definitely right field. I
Right.
think with second base, they're just going to platoon Harrison and Lowry,
Mhm.
which isn't the worst, right? I mean, obviously, you wish we would have gone after like a Seager, freaking Simeon, Story, et cetera, whatever, to fill that. But the biggest hole right now, I think, is right field. Also, you can make the argument better starting pitching depth for sure. But it's like, what are you? Because if you're not going to trade them for prospects, really, right?
No,
If you
probably
trade
not.
them, it
Or
would
you
be for a
could.
win. You definitely could, Kimbrel.
Kimbrel.
Oh.
But you're not. I don't know if you're going to get a top end prospect for him.
You get. I
And
mean,
you're going to get something.
you're gonna
Yes,
get
for sure.
something, right?
I'm not debating that at all.
you'll get
but-
something, and I think what you're trading him away for, because you're either going to get a good player that you can use this year,
I think if you're going to trade him, that's all you should trade him for.
or you could trade him away to shed the money and then sign like Icon Conforto.
I just don't trust the White Sox to do that.
Me either.
I don't know.
Just
I
to be
don't-
totally clear.
If that happens, I don't think that's why I'm saying at this point I'm down to keep him.
I just don't know if anybody is gonna take that whole contract. That's a lot of money that he's.
The
owed.
Dodgers literally need a closer.
It's a 1-year deal though. It's a whole lot of money, but it's a 1-year deal.
Yeah, but it's still like for a guy that's still sus,
Mm-hmm.
very sus.
He's
At that-
very sus only, and you can make the argument that it was because of how the Sox used him as well, right? Because he had like, what was it, like 2 really bad outings that like ballooned his stats, but he had a good little chunk of outings with the White Sox where like he held it down. You know, he wasn't dominant like he was
right.
with the Cubs, where it was literally historic first half.
The dumb thing is that they use him in the 8th inning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
That's
where
right,
some of the
yeah.
value would be. It's like if you look at
It's-
numbers, you know he's a better closer,
It's
which
tricky.
is where the value is still there.
The White Sox fucked themselves over by lowering his value.
Yeah.
But I still think you can make the right move, and whether I trust the White Sox to do it or not is a different topic. But what I think they should do is shed that money and spend the $16 million that you're spending on Craig Kimbrell on a right fielder.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should do that as well. I just don't think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If they do trade them for whether it be prospects that just because we have a very thin farm system and you just get some prospects that kind of fill that up, maybe even flip those prospects down the line. If it's that or you keep them in this bullpen, I'd rather just keep them in the bullpen. If you're going to trade them, I'm down. Like you said, I would want them to trade them, use that money elsewhere, or trade them for a right fielder that we need.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't trust them to do that. I don't trust them to do that. I don't think they will do that, and for that reason, just keep him. But I do believe that they are shopping him.
Yeah, I mean, I think they said they were going to trade him. Just a matter of like when.
No, Han said that as of right now. I mean, La Russa and Han as well. They said that as of right now, he's still in the White Sox plans. The only one that was like, we're pretty much shopping him without saying we're shopping him, was if I could find the Han quote. He said, he's very much a viable piece on a championship club. It remains to be seen exactly if that's going to be here, but we are preparing as if it will be. That's the only quote where it's like, yeah, we're shopping him.
Right. Going back to Joe Kelly, 98 miles an hour, 97, right?
40 playoff games,
I
40
have-
playoff game appearances.
That's what I have right here. 40 playoff appearances. So, dude's a baller in the playoffs. He ramps it up when he needs to. And then we talked about Josh Harrison. It's a classic Rick Hahn deal. 1 year deal for a 35-year-old. I don't even know that's how old he is, but it's a classic move from Rick Hahn. And he's batting like below the Mendoza line on these deals. So we'll see if it pans out. Worst case scenario, it's Adam Eaton, where it's just the worst case scenario where he doesn't hit, he doesn't play defense, he doesn't do anything. Best case scenario,
Or Cesar Hernandez.
Best case scenario, he's like a cooler Nick Madrigal. Like, doesn't strike out, plays better defense, gets a ton of singles, doesn't hit homers. And I think it's fun to talk about that he chose the White Sox over the Dodgers. The Dodgers wanted him.
What are you talking about?
Josh Harrison.
Oh, Harrison.
And that probably has a lot to do with the fact that he's going to get regular playing time with the White Sox.
Right.
But let's not talk about that.
And you know, Harrison used to be a guy. He used to be a
Yeah,
guy.
he's coming off a decent little season.
Yeah.
1.5 F4, hit 279, OBP of 341, 400 slugging.
And he can play anywhere, too. He plays the outfield, plays the corners. Just so happens we need a second baseman.
Yeah, I don't know. It's him and Lowry at second.
Yeah, him and Leary. Yeah, and having him puts Leary where he's belongs, which is super utility, and he's awesome at that role. Moving on, Andrelton Simmons signs with the Cubs for 1 year, $4 million.
Neither a shortstop.
You needed a shortstop. I think the bigger story here is the Cubs. Are they in the Carlos Correa market? Yes or no?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Because everyone says that they are.
Everybody.
I feel like those reports have kind of died down in recent days. Because at first, the only one that was really reporting that was Morosi, right?
I don't know.
About Correa to the Cubs.
I mean,
leaving
everybody
the
is
Knicks.
still saying that just because they signed yada yada, they're still in it. Whatever.
Yeah, Rosenthal said
Suck
that
my
too.
ass. You know, whatever. The Cubs, everything they've shown is that they're not gonna sign anybody big. This is looking like a rebuild.
It's looking like that more and more as the days go by, because there was Matt Olson rumors maybe trade to the Cubs, which I didn't see happening just because the A's need pieces and the Cubs lack
No,
pieces.
That was never happening. One thing that might happen, and you know, I think this one has a better shot than us actually signing Correa, is trading for Eric Hosmer, and they're probably gonna give us like Paddock or something to just dump off a lot of money on us,
Get some prospects in.
and
for
then
taking the
to
contract.
give us a couple prospects, one or two, and then move from there. Because at the end of the day, you still need bodies. But this is looking like we're waiting for our prospects, Davis and Ed Howard to show up, and then once they do that, we'll start spending again. That's what it's looking like, and that's what I thought. I mean, they fucking teased us with Correa. That's like the meanest thing ever you could do to us, bastards. They teased us. I thought it was real.
I could see them still being in the mix for sure, because I know there was a report coming out that allegedly he might sign a 1-year deal or something that has an option after 1 year because he switched agencies. So if he does sign a mega deal, a good chunk of that would go to his old agency as opposed to Boris.
Does that matter? Like to Carlos Correa, does he give a shit about that?
About what?
About his agency making more money?
No,
I
it might
don't
just be more trying to do right by his agent, I guess.
Damn.
know. I don't know.
And then his agent just getting him the best deal.
Damn.
Because you're hiring the agent to represent you, right, to get the best contract.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what I did see about that possibility is if he signs a 1 year or he signs like a 4-year deal with a 1 year an opt out after every year, and he sees that the league is 1 year, one more year removed from the COVID year, where revenue took the biggest hit of all time or whatever, then he could opt out and say, all right, well, every club is doing good now.
Right.
What's up?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could see if that happens and the Cubs being in the mix. I don't know, maybe the Tigers still being in the mix if he signs one of those shorter 4 or 5 year deals, like you said, with opt outs after a year, or after, like you said, after each year. I don't know if a club would offer that, but if that happens, I could see that. But right now, the talks have been that he's in talks with the Astros again, that the owner has been involved. He posted a photo, or Maldonado, their catcher, posted a photo on like Saturday night of him with Correa, and then like the shush emoji, and then yesterday he posted the ear and the hand emoji doing like the Correa like let me hear you thing. So I don't know. I just think that re-signing with the Astros makes a lot of sense for him.
It does.
But that being said, would I be shocked if the Cubs are still in the mix? I would not be shocked.
Well, allegedly, the years is what stopping everybody. The Yankees, the Cubs, they don't want to go full 10 years. They want to do the 7-6-year deal, and that's what he doesn't want. The Cubs have all the money in the world. I forget what the hell their payroll is, but it's like ridiculous. They have like a lot of money.
Right.
I think the payroll is like $40 million a year.
And even with like Correa, it makes sense because he's only 27.
Shortstop.
He's a shortstop, which you need. When he's healthy, he can put up MVP numbers. He's really good. And he kind of fits the Cubs timeline of retool. You're trying to compete, maybe not necessarily this year so much, but like in 2 years, like you said, when your prospects are up next year / in 2 years, he'll only be 29 years old. He still very much fits that timeline. So it is a little wild, but
Does he want to be on a rebuilding team?
he said that he was open to signing with the rebuild team pre-lockout. But I mean, at that point, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to get the most money.
Yeah.
Sure. Raise the bidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the record, I don't think the Cubs are going to sign him. That doesn't mean they can't sign anybody else. There's tons of guys.
Right.
But yeah, I do believe that the Cubs are, they're going a little bit more of a traditional rebuild here, and they're probably going to suck. They're trying to suck.
Just the Stroman deal then makes no sense to me.
I was just going to say that.
It does make sense. What do you mean? You can
I mean,
trade him at any point.
Yeah, I guess that's the only part that makes sense of it, really.
It's only like a 2-year deal, 3, if he opts in. It's almost like a Carlos Rodon, except that he's better. Unless Carlos Rodon comes back to being like the best pitcher in baseball.
Right.
But I mean, at any point you could get rid of him. If not in 2 years,
Yeah.
I mean, when the Cubs are expecting Howard and Davis to come up, I don't think it's going to be like in 2 years.
I guess-
I mean, they will, but I don't think that's what they think they're going to be able to compete.
What doesn't make sense to me about the Marcus Stroman deal is if they don't trade him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you essentially
that's ridiculous.
You essentially signed him. You signed him to flip him.
Presumably, yeah.
Because I guess
That's an interesting strat.
that's my whole. Well, yeah, it could work, right? Like
Yeah, you get little prospects for just paying a guy.
just for paying, you get
Money that
prospects,
you already
buy
have. You
prospects.
have like
Yeah.
Yeah.
abundance of.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I'm not advocating for this. I wish they fucking spent all this money.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
Hayward is coming off the books like in 2 years. I mean, the money's gonna be there, man. It's just allocating the money correctly, and hoping. Honestly, it's luck, and hoping that some of your prospects like pan out, like, and become superstars. Which is, again, ridiculous that we're even talking about this, considering that like 2 years ago you had Baez, Brian, and all these dudes. But it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working,
and that
dude.
could also-
Yeah, no, it was not working.
That could also serve like as a lesson-ish almost in terms of locking up your young talent sooner, which is like what a lot of teams are doing now. Obviously, like the Sox are one of the teams that have done that. The Braves did that. They're trying to do that with Soto. The Rays did that with Wander Franco. It's just you see it more now. Obviously, with Tatis, it's a gamble. It's a risk for sure, but it's like you buy out the arbiters and you have them under control.
You know what's crazy about that, which I had no idea, and I still don't totally understand, is that the White Sox are pushing pretty close to this competitive balance tax, which I never thought would happen in my lifetime. But it's because of those early extensions.
Yeah.
So, I like I said, I don't totally understand this, but somehow, because of the early extensions to Luis Robert and Eloy and Moncada, their competitive balance luxury payroll is inflated. So
That
it's
makes
like
sense.
it's not according to what they're making this year.
Yeah.
It's over the life of their contract, which I don't know how that works. But it surprised me, first of all, to find out how close they are to reach the first luxury tax threshold of $220 million.
Then at 230.
230, yeah.
I mean, I saw that right now the projected is like 202, so they still got room to work with, and that's again with Kimbrel. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It is because we do call. I mean, I call Jerry cheap, but it's the highest payroll in the team's history.
And I think they're fifth in all of baseball. That's so freaking weird. That's so weird, dude.
And again, the signing of your young talent early, like the Sox are amazing at, and I applaud them for it. Is that at the end of the day is a gamble, right? Like you're gambling on these players to actually turn out and eclipse the money that you're paying them, essentially getting like a deal from that, because if they go out and like poo-poo the bet, then you're paying more than they're actually worth. Versus on the other way around, if they exceed, which most of them are doing, you're getting a very solid deal from that. Not allowing them to hit free agency, and it takes two parties to dance, and the players are willing to take those early deals, and it's working so far.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here.
We did touch on the Braves and them signing their young talent, something they didn't do with Freeman, and he's still a free agent. And on top of that, I don't think he's going back to the Braves because they traded for Olsen.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that like it just killed it. Yeah,
right.
he just.
Which was a shocker. Freeman not on the Braves is still, I can't figure it out.
Well, allegedly it was
that's
because
disappointing.
they just weren't down for the 6th year.
I
The
know.
max the max they were offering was 5, which I guess
That sucks.
And if
it sucks for sure. It sucks for sure if
Me-
you're a Braves fan.
me looking at it as a Cubs fan, I'm like, if these motherfuckers didn't pay Freeman, the Cubs not paying any other guys is kind of like a
yeah.
layup. It's like, dude, Freeman is a fucking stud.
Yeah. And he's a statue guy, man.
Yeah.
That's why that's so disappointing to me.
I think that's a rearview mirror shit. I don't think we're getting to that shit no more. Like
Oh,
guys
the
that
one
like,
year?
yeah, the super fucking like
No,
face
like
of the franchise dudes, like
lifers.
Yeah. I mean the thing is, obviously he wants to get paid, right?
Yeah.
And he's good still. They won a World Series. Like he's been with them, I think 11 years it was. But he is 32. Going to be 33 this season. So you offer him that 6-year deal. You're going to be paying him probably a good chunk of money through his age 39 season. And as we know, a lot of those contracts, especially in the back half, is.
Yeah.
I mean, that contract would be more so for us a thank you, right? Like you're with the Braves. You're still going to produce these next few years. But then the back end of those contracts kind of blow ass for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they got a younger Matt Olson, who is very good.
Very good.
Very, very good. So it's not, if you're a Braves fan, obviously it sucks because of sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
But talent-wise,
yeah. As a general manager, that's great. I mean, you're not giving up tons of money. You traded for a guy. I mean, he's not the same as Freeman, but he's up there.
It's a business.
It's a business, dude.
And it's a good move. And did they give up a lot? Definitely.
For sure.
But this is, dude, they have
you're competing.
Ronald Acuna,
For like change.
Ozzy Albies. Like, this is when you make these trades.
You literally just won the fucking World Series.
This is why you
Back to
have
back.
the prospects to get Matt Olson.
in a division that got tougher with the Mets. You know, like you're trying to compete, which is
Yeah.
what you want to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, the A's did get a good haul for that.
Yeah, they got their number one prospect, Christian Pache. They got like 2 top 100 guys. Some like
2 of the first-round picks.
19-year-old like fireballer.
Yeah, they got Christian Pache, 23 years old. On Fangraphs, he was ranked a third base prospect. He had a cup of tea in the big leagues, kind of struggled. Center fielder, 23, Shea Langelier, 24 years old. He's a catcher. He was their first-round pick, 9th overall in 2019. He hasn't played in the majors yet.
He's more of a glove first catcher.
Yeah, pretty bad on offense. Ryan Cusick, 22-year-old starting pitcher. He was their first-round pick last year. And then Joey Estes, he's kind of more of a
That's the
of a
young.
throw-in.
That's
Yeah,
the young guy who throws hard.
he throws really hard. He has I think it was like a 70 grade fastball, which is kind of crazy. He's 20 years old. He was a 2019 16th round pick.
Jose Iglesias signs with the Rockies, and that we really don't care about that. But that pretty much cements that Trevor Story is going to a new team, which we kind of already knew that. But where is this man going? He could be.
Freeman?
Trevor Story.
Story.
Yankees need a shortstop.
There's a lot of smoke
Cardinals need a shortstop.
with the Twins.
Twins need a shortstop.
They cleared up a lot of money. They need a shortstop. And they're also one of those teams that are we don't really know what they're doing. They traded for Sonny Gray. They have Dylan Bundy as well. They signed him.
Yeah, their pitching is not good. But, right, they traded for Sonny Gray to shore that up a little bit.
Struggling, Sonny Gray.
They traded Mitch Garver, who I feel like he had really good numbers against the White Sox, for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who I really like from the Rangers. And then, 24 hours later, they trade Josh Donaldson and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa for Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela to the Yankees.
If the Twins
not a
make
bad
a
trade.
corresponding move, like if they do go after a Story or some pitching, or in this case, I guess it would be Story, or who knows, Correa, God forbid, right, in the division. I like the trade for the Twins because you dump that Donaldson contract, 36 years old. When he's healthy, he's good, right? But he's getting older. And you get 2 guys in Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez is off the books this year. Urshela is not really making a lot, and you have him for 2 years.
I like Gio too. He's good. Serviceable.
And Gary Sanchez is going to
Turn it around.
no, he's going to split duties with their other catcher, Ryan Jeffers, I think. And, Gary Sanchez, he's not great, but he hits bombs
And maybe
from the
That's it,
catcher
though.
position.
and maybe
It's like a bomb or bust.
and
That's
leaving the the Bronx, all
Yeah.
that pressure, playing in Minneapolis, nothing to play for, no expectations really.
chip on his shoulder.
Fuck it, there's
Who
balls.
knows? I'm not down for that, but who knows? We're
Right.
gonna see 2017 Gary again. Classic. Only against the Sox too.
The Kraken. Yeah, I think this is a pretty balanced trade.
I just don't get this for the Yankees, TBH. That's a lot of money to pay a 36-year-old Donaldson who is a little injury prone, right? Kind of as of late, on a team that is that seems to be their MO. They're just gonna be injured throughout the season. So I could see this going really bad, really quick for the Yankees.
I can't believe they didn't go for Trevor Story or Carlos Correa.
Well, that's why this trade doesn't you're paying them 23 mil each year, 22 mil each year for the next 2 seasons. I guess their fear would be this is only for 2 years, so after that he's off the books, and you have to pay Aaron Judge after this season. But you're the Yankees, dude. The Mets are spending. You're gonna tell me the Yankees can't afford it?
That's different now. The Mets are
a powerhouse,
Yeah.
spending powerhouse.
they're literally in a league of their own in the spending.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you're telling me the Yankees, of all teams, cannot also do that?
Well, the Yankees were one of the 4 teams that voted no on the
Yankees,
new CBA.
Cardinals, Reds, and the Astros.
No, was it
Yeah.
Astros?
I think
The
Those
Astros were in there.
Diamondbacks. I don't know. But yeah, the Yankees don't want to spend.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
It is crazy for us who are 90s babies,
Yeah.
but this is the Yankees.
Yeah.
When's the last time they made a huge contract? I mean, they
they
got
picked up the stand. I mean,
Well-
it's been more picking
Well,
up than
yeah, they haven't
signing.
offered. They haven't.
Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
That was Garrett Cole. Yeah,
That was pretty.
that
pretty
was
big.
huge. That was huge. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know what that trade is.
I thought Carlos Correa was a shoo-in for the Yankees.
That is a brand new infield, right? I mean, they're in
'Cause
allegedly.
they still have a first baseman. I thought they were gonna go for Matt Olson.
Well, that's what Yankees fans thought too. There's chirps now of them probably re-signing Rizzo, which leaves Luke Voigt out, right? Just bye.
Yeah, I think he's out anyway.
You have DJ LeMahieu, who you paid a lot of money to,
Who's not good anymore.
who's not good anymore. Gleyber Torres,
Who's having yips defensively at shortstop.
and then the new trade now for IKF, Kiner Falefa, and at third base you're gonna have Donaldson. That's like a new look ass, almost new look ass infield,
And the new catcher,
and a new catcher.
which
I saw
they
that-
don't have a catcher.
I saw them linked to my guy Sean Murphy,
Oh, but you know what? They got a catcher from the Twins.
who cannot hit dick
That's true.
at all. I was looking at his stats, dude. He's bad behind the plate.
Contreras is
I mean,
still there.
batting.
Everybody wants him.
Yeah, I saw him. Well, I didn't really see him linked to Contreras, but that's an option. Like I said, I saw talks about possibly them going after Sean Murphy since the A's are having a full blown fire sale. Yeah, I don't know, man. And that catcher that they did get, he's he's young for a catcher. He's 24 and he's signed till 2028, so they're gonna have him for a while. But as far as this season, if you're trying to compete, I don't know if that's the answer, bro.
Yeah.
In 39 games, you guys want to know his slash line? Hit 169, 281 OBP, slug 227, 40 weighted runs created plus. Strikes out 30% of the time. So I'm assuming they're gonna make a move. But did they trade Gleyber? What did they do with Gleyber? Did they resign Rizzo? Because Voigt's probably gone, like we said. I don't know. I don't know what the Yankees are doing. Kind of weird.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they needed a first baseman. I guess they could still get Trevor Story, Carlos Correa, but then they got to move people around.
I don't know.
I thought that was easy.
Well, allegedly, they don't want to go on the years. I think that's everybody for that matter.
Shame.
And then speaking of the Yankees, I don't know if you guys saw that Aaron Boone had that quote about their players. Like a bunch of their players are apparently not vaxxed, and Toronto still has a mandate, so their players would have to miss those games, which is kind of wild that that's still a thing.
The Mets traded for Chris Bassett, who now have Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in baseball, Max Scherzer, could be the best pitcher in baseball, Chris Bassett, and Taijuan Walker in that rotation.
They also have Cookie, who is obviously due to health fallen off a bit, right? But that's a really good starting.
Dude, the
pitching.
Mets probably, I mean, obviously are winning the offseason. Like,
Yeah.
holy smokes, they've made moves. And then they, so before the competitive balance tax had 3 thresholds, right? If you cross the first one, you get taxed this much. If you spend more than $10 million over, whatever the number is, you get taxed even more. And then they had the top threshold. If you spend this much more than the threshold, then you were going to tax you up the ass, right? And then other teams in the league were like, we need a 4th one for Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets. So they did it. They added a 4th threshold. I think if you spend like more than $65 million in the threshold, you get taxed like a crazy amount. And it's they made it for this one guy. Because he's so much richer than everyone else.
Right. The billionaire.
And props to him. He's actually spending. Like, he doesn't care.
Well, they asked him about if it was he explicitly said it's not going to defer. Like, it's not going to deter me from spending money.
Yeah, they asked him, like,
Damn, that's fucking baller shit.
what do you think about the tax threshold being named after you? What do you say is better than having a bridge named after me? So, yeah, they got Chris Bassett. The rotation is stacked. Speaking of stacked, maybe, the Mariners traded for Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez for just straight up, like, money reasons. Like, The Reds, they're not going to be a baseball team this year.
That's crazy. I don't know. What
I saw your tweet. That was crazy. I completely forgot that the Field of Dreams game this year is the Cubs versus the Reds, right?
I don't know if that was the original game, but now it is.
Cubs versus Reds.
That's gonna be
Field of
wild.
Dreams game. Man.
That's. I don't even know.
Do you think they'll get flex? No shot, right? There's probably way too much promotion and
there's
stuff.
too much.
already.
Nah, hell no. You know, people are still going to tune in. But, I mean, I don't want to go to the game.
No,
Not for
that-
those prices.
No, hell no. It's like thousands of
I'll pay
dollars.
like $30. I would. $30.
Of course you would. I
Yeah,
would.
shit.
But I'm not paying like over
No.
like 100.
Brother, they're like
They're
thousands of
$1,000.
dollars.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You have
like,
to sign up to have a chance to buy them, and if you are selected, you have to buy 2, which comes up to $1,000.
But it's going to get sold out. It's Cubs.
Oh, I mean, it could be anybody, and it would get just because it's the Field of Dreams games. 1, it's the Cubs. 2, it's the Field of Dreams games, and it's like a capacity is
Like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as talent on the field, might be wild. Might be a wild game.
Freddie Freeman still hasn't picked the team. Chris Bryant still hasn't picked the team. Freddie Freeman is most likely going to end up with the Dodgers.
Wow.
Crazy.
Oh, my God.
What a team.
They're going to win.
What a team.
I mean, it's baseball, right? But, jeez.
Stacked.
Every position.
They were already stacked before any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, presume if they sign them or whatever. But before that, like, you go down their lineup and there's no hole.
Which position? They don't have a hole anywhere.
don't.
Man.
Even Chris Taylor's a fucking beast.
He's a beast. Man, I really wanted him on the Sox. But that wasn't going to happen.
Wild.
Mookie Betts, Chris Bellinger. Bellinger batting like 7th.
Ridiculous.
He has fallen off though. The belly
Sure.
did fall off. It did. He had bad numbers.
He did, but I mean, whatever.
He could bounce back. Revenge season.
Oh my God, that team is crazy.
That team is crazy. I mean, it's either the Mets or the Dodgers as far as favorites. IMO.
We still got to come up with our team before
Yeah,
the
we
season
do.
starts.
We do. And we will.
I like the Mets. I'm just gonna throw that out there. A very hipster take. I like the Mets.
What else we got here? David Ross signed an extension
Good.
with the Cubs.
Cool.
Pete Alonso was in a crazy car accident, and he came out like unscratched.
Did you guys see the video that his
Yeah.
wife posted? That's insane.
He said
How does one flip a car like that?
he said he flipped over 3 times. The car flipped 3 times,
How?
and he had to kick the windshield to get out of the
Dude.
What's
Shut-
he doing?
Shout out him wearing a seatbelt.
car. Somebody ran a red light.
Oh, that was an actual car accident. Damn.
Damn, that's crazy that I don't know the details of it. I'm assuming he like got T-boned or something, or did he just swerve to not hit?
Maybe he just swerved.
Because that's a big ass pickup truck.
yeah.
So
it
like
is.
to flip.
I've seen that happen. I've seen a car run a red light, hit a car, and it happened like really slowly. It wasn't like crazy, but the car flipped over.
Oh,
But with the way it flipped, it looked like the car like weighed nothing, because it just like it just looked weird. And I was like, "Holy shit!" And then, but it didn't flip over 3 times. To be fair,
And like I said, shout out to him most likely wearing a seatbelt because, dude, that's insane.
yeah, that's scary, dude.
Praise up. Glad he's all right. He had a quote where it was like he plans to be back with the team tomorrow or some crazy shit like that. It's like, damn, dude, he went through like that traumatic ass accident. It's like, all right, I'm gonna hit the field tomorrow.
I wonder if it was like the home run derby truck.
Ooh,
Nah, I don't think
It
so.
was a
good
pickup truck. It was
question.
a pickup.
Damn.
It
So the
was a
MLB,
pickup.
that's a good question, brother.
that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy trivia.
Yeah. But yeah, man, baseball is in full swing.
Yeah,
Pun intended.
I do have another little thing. Joe Buck no longer.
All right.
Ooh, that was good.
I have a question that I don't know if it
I
has
don't
been
like it,
answered.
but that was good.
Is he gonna do Sunday Night Baseball now?
Is he gonna do playoff baseball?
No.
no,
He's on ESPN. That's
No, he's
fucked
not.
up.
that is fucked
Well,
up.
they have ESPN broadcast, or they used to for like the wild card, right?
Yes,
So I don't know how that's gonna work now with the expanded playoffs. But
Or football for that matter.
you're doing Monday Night
Well,
Football. Yeah.
but you know what's weird about this is that the ESPN like doubled down on the Manning cast, and they're like really going at it
Yeah.
for this next season. And it was easy to watch because the other guys sucked, Steve Levy and what's his name.
Yeah.
But now with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, I don't want to watch the Manning cast.
So they took Aikman as well.
Yeah.
It's like a pair thing.
No, they just offered him big ass contracts to both of them.
I mean, you kind of need both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll for sure get more viewers, right?
yeah.
In
yeah.
terms of like just overall draw, because you have options now. You have Manning cast,
Oh,
or
yeah.
if you want a more traditional broadcast,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
ESPN's winning no matter what.
Yeah,
But like, why do you pit them against each other? I want to watch both.
I mean that's a little flip
Yeah.
through.
That was definitely overkill for ESPN. I mean, I don't think you need Buck. I mean, everybody's watching football anyway. You know.
Yeah. But they were struggling to get the Monday Night Crew because they haven't had a good Monday Night Crew since when?
Since Madden,
Oh God, that's
Madden and Al Michaels, right?
It's a long time.
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is, we're all still watching football. Who the fuck cares?
I didn't watch
we-
Monday Night Football. To be fair, we're
I
still
watched.
watching.
I watched
football?
because of the Manning cast, like
I
straight up.
didn't. Unless it was like an actual good matchup or it's the Bears.
Right.
I
True.
didn't watch Monday
But
Night
I don't
Football.
think Joe Buck changes any of that.
Yeah,
it's
like, I'm not
still-
gonna watch
yeah,
'cause of
because,
Joe Buck.
Let me fucking watch
But I
this.
think in the larger scheme, it does.
For more people, I think it does affect.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's good.
Because some people probably don't like the Manning cast because it's not a traditional like broadcast. Like they're sometimes
sure.
just chatting, you
For
know,
the
like not
record.
really.
I'm more upset about him not doing baseball anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now for Fox for the World Series, you know, for these big games, Joe Buck no longer.
Or
So
just the
Who's
random
who's taking over the spot?
hopefully not Benetti.
or
Don't poach
just,
him.
or just the random 3 p.m. Saturday game with Joe Buck.
That's what I'm
is
saying.
doing.
He's just gone because they still have Smoltz, right? He's still under
Yeah,
contract
so
probably.
Smoltz.
So it'd be finding a new play-by-play guy.
Low-key Boog. He
Oh,
might,
yeah.
he might do all that shit.
I
He's
like him.
He does a lot of
National stuff.
national shit.
I like him.
I don't know. Maybe.
The Joe Buck era is done. So.
Damn,
That's sad.
that is sad.
Very sad.
I don't know if I would say
Very
sad,
sad.
but it is wild.
It's sad.
I'm sad.
Joe Buck, baseball. It's like unanimous.
Joe Buck is baseball. Joe Buck is supposed to
Was.
baseball.
He was.
Was. Fuck.
I mean, he's still gonna do baseball games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is he gonna do ESPN like Sunday Night Baseball now?
Ooh.
I'm sure he'll.
Because
That's what I'm asking.
That is still good, though. Who is it?
It's Mendoza and A-Rod and
Excursion.
Vescursion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Is Joe Buck not gonna still do baseball
they're
with
gonna-
ESPN?
Well, A-Rod is gonna do a Manning cast type with what's his name? Some random.
They also have. Yeah, you're right. They also have a bunch of random like Wednesday games that ESPN does. I feel like.
So you're gonna use Joe Buck for those random ass Wednesday games?
Sure.
That's just what
mean-
I'm asking. I don't
I
know if
mean-
they've said whether or not he's gonna also do
Right.
baseball with
I
ESPN.
don't
That was
know.
my question.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you guys have seen a little tweet somewhere or something, but
No.
I don't know.
No idea.
But Joe Buck to ESPN.
Yeah, well, the saddest thing for sure is that he's no longer doing the World Series, right? There's just no way.
I am personally not sad by that, but it is gonna be something different. It's gonna be.
You just hate baseball.
I don't hate baseball. He's good, but
I mean,
whatever,
yeah,
we'll just
yeah.
get used to somebody else.
Coming from a guy who like always talks shit about him because he's always like on the Cardinals nuts.
Mm.
But whatever. Is
Is he really?
Baseball? Yeah, he's still baseball though.
He's baseball.
He's baseball.
Damn, that's a while. I don't know if he is baseball.
I mean, growing
me,
up,
for sure.
for me, that was it.
that was for me.
For me, he
You
was
know-
more football than he was baseball.
Damn, that's crazy. Because for me, I always knew like, if Joe Buck is calling your game,
Yeah.
you're fucking in it. You're
Big
doing
game for sure.
good. Yeah. Disappointing. But hopefully he kicks out A-Rod. But I don't know how that would work.
They fucking fight.
Who's he
170.
doing that stat cast with? I think A-Rod is doing.
I have no idea.
Alex Rodriguez.
He's doing StatCast now.
He's doing something.
Wasn't Benetti doing?
Oh,
StatCast?
Michael K. That's what it is.
Really?
Yeah, the guy from the Yankees.
What the hell? That's kind of random.
Very random. Dude, I don't want to allow ads.
Allow them, brother. Allow cookies, all of them.
All right, let's see. Alex Rodriguez, Michael K. to host alternate Sunday night baseball broadcast for ESPN.
Alternate. Yikes.
So, but he's the color guy. So, who's Vasgersian going to be paired up with? Because they're not firing Vasgersian.
Well, he's with the Angels already. Vasgersian does the Angels now. Ever since I think last season was the first year. And I don't know how what his contract situation is like, but if you have a Joe Buck, bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep our eyes on that one. But I think that's the podcast. What you got?
It was long, right?
You
No,
got-
I had a little bitch of the week.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Whatever. People that shoot guns.
Well, who's shooting guns?
Dude, the worst experience of my life last week.
What the
It was the
hell?
worst, dude. I was upset, worried. Anyway, so I'm going home. We're driving home. It was me, Olga, and Zoe in the back seat. We're heading, north on Central. You know where the BP is right there on 47 Central?
Yes.
If you take like 2 blocks, south of that, there's like another like off-brand gas station,
Okay.
like on the go or some bullshit. So I'm driving there, we're talking or whatever, and then I start hearing like gunshots. Obviously at first it's like noise, and you're like trying to figure out what the noise is, and then you figure it out. There's gunshots, and then I'm looking because they're like fucking very loud and very near.
This is right here by my house, right?
Yeah, right here. And I'm like, just going, my head's on the swivel, trying to figure out where the hell the gunshots are coming from. Sure enough, I see a fucking dude in the gas station with a fucking ski mask and everything.
What?
Just like, doing this, shooting the guns. I'm
What?
seeing like the fire out of the gun.
At the store, or what the fuck?
No, he's like shooting at a car that was like pumping gas. I'm assuming.
Wow.
But he's like shooting it in the way that is coming towards the traffic, towards Central.
Jeez, dude.
And it's like aligning where I'm passing by. I'm like, what do I do? Like, it was like one of those, I need to make a decision now. So I like swerved like completely on the opposite side of the road.
Oh, yeah, you like have to.
God.
Yeah, there was no like cars coming or anything. So I just like swerved and I sped the hell up. I'm going like 90. And the worst part, and this is like the absolute, excuse me, the absolute worst part is that obviously I'm driving. So the people there on the side that the shooting is happening is Olga and Zoe on the back. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like my heart sank. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Like, please don't hit the car. Please don't hit the car. That's what I was doing as I sped like 90.
Damn.
And it's like one of the most helpless things I ever fucking,
Yeah.
I've been in traffic where people are shooting and it's scary on its own. But like when you have other people that like you're supposed to like protect and shit, it sucks completely.
What do you do?
What do you do? I was like, that could have gone so wrong in so many ways. Bitch of the week, people that own guns in the city. You don't need a gun, dude.
I did see your tweet. That makes
so
sense
fucking
now.
dumb.
There, like 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, 2 days of the week, I woken up like right in front of my house, gunshots, like a whole clip. One of them was like 16 shots, like at
What?
3 in the morning. Well, I woke up to it. It's crazy.
Yeah, this dude
I
must have
agree
had
with you.
like an extended clip because more than 6 went off. Like I heard him like all right, it's almost over, and he kept going. I'm like, oh fuck. So I had to like
Damn.
go.
I agree with you. They're bitches.
Like you don't need a gun in the city, man. Like honestly, if you're getting robbed, the gun's not gonna do anything. The gun's gonna get taken away from you. You really just don't. So whatever.
What
Bitch of the week. People that think that shooting guns is cool. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's damn. That sucks, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry that
that
happened.
that sucked.
A lot of you guys are okay.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary.
How were your ladies afterward?
That was probably the worst. Me and Olga obviously were adults. We could
Yeah.
move past it. But Zoe, we get home and I'm like, getting ready to. I'm trying to lighten the mood the whole way because she
Yeah.
was like, scared. She saw it.
Right.
And we called the cops while we're in the car, and she heard the whole fucking phone call
Yeah, and then also that has a spooky vibe to it when you're talking to police,
for
right?
sure. And then she, the way home, she just kept asking like, are the cops gonna get him? I'm like, yeah, they're on the way, they're gonna get him. But when we get home and we're jumping out of the car, she was scared. She was like,
Yeah.
did they catch him? I was like, he's not here, that
Mm.
type of thing. But it sucked. Trying to explain to a 6-year-old about why people are shooting guns at a gas station, putting you in danger. It's not something you should be explaining to a kid,
Yeah.
That sucked, yeah.
That sucks a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bring back bitches a week, especially now with the season ramping up. Anything else? Anything else we got here?
You guys go on opening day. You said you might not, right?
I'm
Yeah.
probably not.
Mm.
I'm most likely not.
Man,
I'll see how tomorrow goes. If I'm able to get
yeah,
tickets.
actually, I shouldn't be saying anything because I don't know how much I have in credit. I got to check that.
So
If I don't have a lot, I'm not going to go.
I'll be there Wednesday and Thursday though. If you're there, I'll be there. 6
Damn
p.m.
it.
start.
The opening day though. I mean, for me, whatever. I mean, it's still a thing. I'm still debating it.
We start
But like,
away
when
though.
your team is good, it's like, oh, okay. But
Yeah,
still,
it's not like the first game of the season.
got it.
For us.
Which is good because Tim Anderson is suspended for the first 3 games.
Why?
because of the Detroit incident.
He like
Oh,
bumped an
my
umpire.
But it's probably gonna be like it's probably gonna be like Dallas Keuchel starting the game or some shit, you know. So I'm tripping over it.
Got it.
Oh, right.
Got it. Okay.
What do we look out for between now and our next episode?
I mean, there's still a lot of free agents left.
Big names.
You would, man, whatever. Fuck the lockout for ending, and then there's still not being like I thought it was gonna be like crazy trades. I thought like it was gonna be insane, but it has not been insane. But Carlos Correa,
It's been like, what, 4 days?
fuck them still.
It's been okay.
Carlos Correa, Freddie Freeman,
Yeah.
Chris Bryant,
Story.
Trevor Story.
White Sox, I'm praying to the gods. Sign somebody. Sign Conforto.
Schwarber.
Schwarber.
Schwarber's linked with the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that'd be a cool lineup. I would like the White Sox to get a left-handed pitcher from the specifically from the A's, and Sean Manaea would be awesome on this team. Those are my 2 guys: Sean Manaea, Michael Conforto. Obviously, Castellanos or Schwarber would be amazing, but
Or Bryant.
or Bryant.
Something to keep an eye on is definitely. I mean, there's no reason for Luis Castillo to be in the Reds team.
True.
So
True.
he might get moved soon.
Yeah. So a lot of signings still to be had.
Mm-hmm.
If something crazy does pop off, I think we're recording Thursday again, possibly.
Yeah. If we get some big news, we'll record Thursday.
Thursday.
So expect news Friday then, because they're gonna wait till after when we're gonna record. But yeah, still a lot of signings left. Only like 3 weeks left until the season starts. Less than 3 weeks until the season starts. So we'll
do. If there's no big news, maybe I don't know. Maybe we wait till next Monday. I don't know what the plan is here. But in the next few episodes, we're gonna do some previews,
for sure. It's gonna be the most fun episode.
season previews, and then we're gonna do our futures picks. Right?
I've been ready with my White Sox preview
Over unders.
since like fucking 3 months ago. Since the day we got eliminated from by the Astros, I've been ready with my preview.
Over unders, and then what you've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
The team of the podcast.
We're
I know.
good at that game.
I know.
I'm gonna put side money on that shit.
What do you mean?
Like we're gonna make our bet, and I'm gonna put money on whatever we pick
Oh shit!
on my, on
Yeah,
the side,
yeah, because we're good.
because we're good. I trust us.
I haven't really started thinking about teams, so I will start thinking about that. But I do like the Mets.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
All right. Talk to you guys next week.
Yes.
Hit it.
If it snows that stretch down south, we'll never stand the strain. And I need you more than want you. And I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman